expired. I now recognize the gentleman from Oklahoma, Mr. Hern, for 5 minutes.
Mr. Chairman, I'm glad we're having this hearing today. This is a good opportunity for us to explore how these ideas fundamentally and practically won't work in addition to their stunning cost. I take exception to we shouldn't be worrying about the cost. Climate change must be addressed without sacrificing our country's economic and fiscal well-being with destructive policies like the Green New Deal, something we don't apparently want to talk about today. Extreme theories such as the modern monetary theory, which argues that we can simply print more money to correct Congress's fiscal wrongdoing. In my home state of Oklahoma, 1 in 5 jobs is directly or indirectly supported by the oil and natural gas industry. For example, in my district, the Williams Company employs 1,250 Oklahomans. Magellan Midstream Partners employs over 900. Oklahoma's priority on energy dominance has paved the way for local entrepreneurs such as Valerie Mitchell of Cortera Energy and Don Burdick of Oliphant Energy to take on a massive personal risk that results in job creation, giving back to the community, and stimulating Oklahoma's economy. In fact, in 2018, the oil and natural gas industry was also the largest source of tax revenue in my state, directly paying over $2 billion in taxes, including the annual $555 million plus that go directly to education, and almost $90 million that go directly to our state's infrastructure. My home state of Oklahoma's energy industry employs hundreds of thousands of people and generates more than $50 billion annually. Oil and gas companies bring high-paying jobs to Oklahoma and have been the single largest contributor to state revenue in recent years. Under the toxic Green New Deal, we would lose those jobs and the important impact those companies have on my state. While my friends on the other side of the aisle are so focused on advancing some of the most extreme proposals in Washington, they are unfortunately ignoring the demands for jobs in some of their own states. For example, in Minnesota, my colleague, Representative Pete Stauber, has worked tirelessly and been outspoken in the support of replacing an old pipeline, known as Line 3. To make it safer, it is currently corroded only about at half of the capacity, potentially creating roughly 8,600 jobs over a 2-year period, which building trades are saying they're strongly supporting. There's an old and unsafe pipeline which can be improved, modernized, and made more efficient. Yet some of our colleagues prefer forcing a large-scale transformation of society, which the Green New Deal suggests, over the needs of our local communities. Also in Minnesota, mining projects would produce the precious metals used to make wind turbines. Yet some of my Democratic colleagues oppose those initiatives as well. The U.S. then relies on China and other foreign countries with little or no labor protections. This is very sad. It's a shame. Furthermore, several other states are blocking this type of critical energy infrastructure, including New York and Washington State. New York has blocked multiple natural gas pipelines despite its growing Northeast demand for gas, a move that not only impacts Williams' jobs in my district, but also forces New York State to rely on foreign oil, which is more expensive than domestically produced sources of energy and with lesser environmental standards. Blocking those projects denies consumers, even beyond their state's borders, access to more affordable energy. It seems as though some Democrats are listening to radical environmental activists instead of seeking new jobs in their districts and consumers looking for lower energy bills. That said, my questions today are directed to you, Mr. Cass. Toxic Democrat proposals such as the Green New Deal have an astronomical price tag, and yes, it matters, $93 trillion. To pay for it, taxes would be severely raised on every income level. But even these drastic measures would only pay for a fraction of the Green New Deal. Not only is this legislation detrimental to our state's economy and key industries, but it also would destroy the country's economy. As I just expressed, many of our constituents' jobs rely on the oil and gas industry. If we implement the Green New Deal, would our constituents experience job losses?
That would be my understanding of the Green New Deal.
And what would cause that?
Well, the premise of the Green New Deal would be to shift our energy consumption away from conventional fossil fuel sources and toward alternative sources, reducing demand for the conventional sources.
Such as like airplane pilots and those kind of things. We wouldn't be flying anymore, according to the fact sheet, the infamous fact sheet.
I am not sure what to make of the fact sheet.
Okay, I just want to make sure. Thank you for your answer. You know, March 26, 2019, I know there's been a conversation here that many of the Democrats don't support it, but the Senate voted down the Green New Deal by a vote of 0 to 57, and many of those actually endorsed it and co-sponsored it. So in fact, 43 senators refused to even cast a vote at all. So their silence speaks volumes. Mr. Chairman, I yield back.
Gentleman yields back. I